The stadium lights were still cold when the whispers began. Whispers of a decision so rare, so unexpected, that even the veterans couldn't stop turning their heads. It started as a rumor, the kind scribbled in the margins of a notebook or carried in half-finished sentences between teammates. Because no one, absolutely no one, believed he would be the one to do it. The Triple Crown King. The face of the program. The player whose swings echoed through the halls of a legendary high school baseball dynasty. Some said he would go pro immediately. Some said he'd join a powerhouse university and rewrite their record books. But no one predicted this. Not this path. Not this announcement. Not this shockwave. The morning sun had barely climbed over the school roof when the entire baseball department received an urgent text. Press conference in the auditorium. Mandatory. And in seconds, the corridors filled with hurried footsteps and nervous energy. Coaches exchanged stiff glances. Freshmen whispered about scouts. Seniors felt their stomachs twist like knots. Something big was coming. Something irreversible. When he stepped onto the stage, the room fell silent in a way that only legends can command. He wasn't wearing his uniform. He wasn't holding a bat. He wasn't smiling. Instead, he carried a single sheet of paper, folded perfectly, almost ceremonially. A symbol of something final. His coach watched him from the front row, jaw tight, fingers woven together like he was trying not to shake. A camera crew shifted, unsure whether to zoom in or wait. The principal cleared his throat. And then, the Triple Crown star looked up. His voice was steady. Too steady. "Thank you all for coming," he said. "There's something I need to announce." Not a breath moved in the room. He inhaled deeply, as if everything, every inning, every hit, every memory, had been building toward this moment. "My future," he continued, "is not going to be in baseball." A gasp erupted. A real gasp. Like someone had punched the air out of the auditorium. One coach dropped his pen. A freshman covered his mouth. A senior whispered, "No way." But it wasn't a joke. His expression never cracked. He went on, "I have decided to take a job, not just any job, but with a major company." The crowd murmur turned into full-blown shock. A baseball prodigy. A once-in-a-generation hitter. Joining a corporation. The whispers became frantic. Corporate. Office work. A salaryman's life. Him. The Triple Crown star looked out, calm but emotional. "I know it's rare," he admitted. "I know almost nobody from a top baseball program chooses this path." He wasn't wrong. This school produced pros. University legends. Players who made headlines before they even left the campus gates. But a corporate career. This was unheard of. He lifted the paper, the official contract. A logo glimmered under the lights. A big one. A high-salary giant of an employer. And then he revealed it. "I will be joining." The moment felt like a ball frozen at the apex of a towering home run. Every heartbeat, every inhale, every blink waited for the next word. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. A stunned silence swallowed the room whole. The name carried weight, prestige, power, the kind of company parents dream of, but athletes never consider. He continued, "I want a future where I can build something beyond myself. Baseball gave me everything. Now I want to give something back to the world." A coach quietly wiped his eye. The freshmen suddenly admired him even more. The seniors weren't sure whether to cheer or cry. Then came the twist. He wasn't the only one. Two more teammates, equally talented, equally trained in the pressure cooker of elite baseball, stood up behind him. They too held contracts. They too were joining major corporations. A wave of disbelief washed over the room. This wasn't a player leaving baseball. This was a shift, a movement, a moment in history where elite athletes said, "We choose our own path." The star looked around the auditorium one last time. "This isn't an ending," he said softly. "It's a different kind of beginning." And somehow, those words carried the weight of every inning he ever played. The room erupted into applause. Not loud, not chaotic, but emotional, human, real. His coach stepped forward, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You may be leaving baseball," the coach whispered, "but you're not leaving greatness." And for the first time that morning, the Triple Crown King smiled. Not the smile of an athlete. Not the smile of a champion. But the smile of someone who had chosen his own destiny. Outside, the stadium stood quiet. The echoes of his last home run still lingering in the wind. A new chapter had begun. A rare one. A brave one. A legendary one. And somewhere deep inside that silent ballpark, it felt like even the field itself was proud of him.